Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and yes, I got my hands on the brand new JBL Flip 6, and I will be letting you know if this is worth the upgrade over the JBL Flip 5, so let's check it out. So let's first see what comes with the JBL Flip 6. So this white box right here should be user manuals, and I believe it will come with its USB Type-C charger. And yeah, the USB Type-C charger is in here, just on the bottom of the box. Has your typical quick start guide and warranty information, but I'm gonna throw all this off to the side here. And now let's check out the brand new JBL Flip 6, and you can see I went with the gray color. And as of the recording of this video, the JBL Flip 6 is available in 5 different colors. There's this color right here, which is gray. There's a teal, a red, a black, and a blue. So let's start here with the overall design of the Flip 6. You can see it does look like a little baby Charge 5. If you took the JBL Charge 5 and just shrunk it down, you'd have the Flip 6, but it still maintains the same look and the same size as the previous Flip 5 here. These two are almost identical in size, shape, and form factor, as you can see right here. They made a few aesthetic changes. As you can see right off the bat, the JBL logo on the Flip 6 is much larger than the little JBL logo right there on the Flip 5. Now I'm just gonna keep rotating this until we get to the buttons here. You can see the button layout is exactly the same on both models. And if I keep going, you can see the Bluetooth and power button. Let me turn it around here. You can see this looks slightly different. Instead of having the plastic piece that surrounds these dual passive radiators here on the Flip 5 connect right there in the middle, you can see they just slimmed it down slightly. It looks a little bit more sleek. I like it, but overall it still basically looks the same. It's still surrounded in this fabric mesh and still feels very, very durable. Another change is the design on the dual passive radiators right here. We have JBL on the Flip 5 and just that little exclamation point right there on the Flip 6. And if I turn it around, almost basically identical, except for this one has a nice shiny look to it. This one's more monochrome. And you can see they kept the lanyard on the Flip 6 as they had on the Flip 5, except for now, there's a little slider right here where you can tighten it up and basically make it fit on whatever you want to. And that's basically it for the overall design of the new Flip 6. So let's start talking about the features. So the main change they made on the JBL Flip 6 over the JBL Flip 5 is now they added a tweeter. That's right, it still has the same racetrack shaped driver as we saw on the Flip 5, but they added a tweeter, which I think helps out the overall sound, but you'll be able to hear that for yourself when I do the sound test. The Flip 5 was 20 watts RMS, but now on the Flip 6, the driver itself is 20 watts RMS and the tweeter is 10 watts RMS. And another big upgrade here is now it has Bluetooth 5.1, and that's a big upgrade over the JBL Flip 5's Bluetooth 4.2. Now that, of course, is going to give you a much more stable Bluetooth connection. Another welcome upgrade is the IP rating. It's now IP67 as opposed to the JBL Flip 5's IPX7. So what does that mean? Well, now it's completely dustproof, where the JBL Flip 5, the dustproof rating wasn't even tested. And the 7 means on both speakers, it's submersible in up to 3 feet of water. It still maintains the USB Type-C charging port right here, except for now if you get any water or dirt in there and you try to charge it, it will alert you to let you know that, yeah, there's something in this port. That's awesome. And inside there's a 3.6 volt, 4800 milliamp hour lithium-ion polymer battery, which you can get a maximum of 12 hours of playtime on a 2.5 hour charge. Now when I tested out the battery life, I tested it at 50% volume and I got about 7 hours of playtime. Now for those of you who are hoping they added a microphone so you can take your phone calls through the Flip 6, you're out of luck. That's right, just like on the JBL Flip 5, you cannot take phone calls through the speaker. But JBL did make it very easy to connect up to 100 speakers via Party Boost. So if you go to the JBL app here and how to connect a speaker, you can see all the speakers compatible with Party Boost. The Flip 6, Flip 5, the Pulse 4, Charge 5, Extreme 3, and Boombox 2. And then all the speakers that are compatible with the older Connect Plus, Flip 4, Pulse 3, Charge 4, Extreme 2, and Boombox. And then it even goes on to the earlier version, Connect, but I'm not going to go back that far. But what's really awesome here is how easy they made it to connect your speaker here to the Party Boost. So I just turned it on, and I'm going to turn on my Flip 5 here. And if I go backwards, it's going to search for product. And there's my flip 5. Then if I hit that party boost button and turn it on, it's gonna say right there, it took a minute for the flip 6 to show up, but if you tap the flip 6 right there, there we go. Flip 5 and flip 6 are now connected via party boost, and like I said earlier, you can get up to 100 of these bad boys paired together. Now right next to party there is a stereo button, but if I hit that it says please use only 2 of the same party boost speakers for stereo mode. So this isn't letting me pair up the flip 5 and the flip 6 and use them as a left and right channel for stereo. So what's interesting, I just paired the flip 6 directly to the app. You can see the home screen right here with the equalizer. We'll get to that in a minute, but check this out. I'll turn the flip 5 back on and let that connect here. And if I hit party boost, I'll wait for it to show up here on the very bottom. There we go, it says tap to connect to flip 5. So once I hit that, now it's connected. Check that out. Now I'm able to use the flip 5 and the flip 6 in stereo. You can see the left and right channels. So you have to pair the flip 6 first, then the flip 5, not the opposite way around. So going back to the home page here, now you can see, yes, the flip 6 does have a 3-channel EQ. Nothing groundbreaking, but it's still a welcome change. You can see there's 2 notches above and 2 notches below for your bass, mids, and treble. And in my previous tests, what I like to do is I like to put that bass up +2 because straight out of the box, the JBL Flip 6 doesn't have that punchy bass, which I was expecting. It just doesn't. So having this little EQ here and punching up the bass really does help. The mid and the treble is fine right where it is, even though I do like to dip this treble a little bit, maybe 1 or 2 at higher volumes. And now let's talk about the button layout here. So we have the party boost button right here, volume down, volume up, and the play pause button. And as I showed you earlier, it's exactly the same layout as the previous Flip 5. And then right here we have the power button, the Bluetooth button, and right here we have a LED battery life indicator, and basically very similar to the Flip 5 as well. All right, so now it's time for the sound test. I'm gonna start out with letting you guys hear what this sounds like on 25, 50, 75, then 100%, and then I'm gonna let it play out and do a comparison with the older Flip 5, and you guys can determine which one you think sounds best. So let's start out at 25% and we'll move our way up here. All right, so these are my speaker settings here. I had the bass +2, mids dead center, and treble down 1. I'm gonna play this at 75% on both the Flip 6 and the Flip 5. And All right, so this is what I hear when listening to the new JBL Flip 6. It's extremely clear, 50%, 75%. Stock out of the box with the EQ flat across. It's a little bit distorted from what I can hear. So if you go into the app and mess with the EQ a little bit, it does fix that problem slightly, but still at 100%, it still sounds a little bit distorted. But that being said, I think it does sound slightly better than the previous JBL Flip 5. It's a little bit clearer. The mids and the highs are definitely better, especially with the addition of that tweeter. But right out of the box, I think the bass is lacking a little bit of punch. Yes, it does help slightly boosting up the bass in the EQ, those 2 points, but I was just expecting a little bit more, especially when the bass sounds exactly like the older Flip 5 model. The bass isn't terrible in the Flip 6, I was just expecting a little bit more. But like I said, the mids and the highs sound extremely clear on this bad boy, especially at higher volumes, right around 75%. So from my sound tests, rock music, classical music, country music sounded great. If you're buying this to listen to hip hop, you might be disappointed if you're expecting to hear that bassy punch, but it doesn't sound terrible at all. And to be fair, if you're looking for that bassy punch, you're probably not gonna go with the Flip 6 anyways. You'll probably go with a Charge or a boombox. But overall, I think this is a fantastic sounding speaker. I am not regretting my purchase at all. And yes, in my opinion, it does sound slightly better than the previous Flip 5, which it should. So should you upgrade if you have a Flip 5? Well, that's the question, isn't it? So let's look at some of the pros and cons. The pros here, we now have Bluetooth 5.1 as opposed to Bluetooth 5.2. That's going to give you a little bit more stable Bluetooth connection, and you're going to be able to walk farther, way farther away. Say if you're using your phone or an iPad to listen to your music, you can travel almost anywhere you want to, within reason. Also, another upgrade is now it's IP67 as opposed to IPX7. That means if you like to go to the beach, take it camping, you don't have to worry about dust or anything getting in here because now it's completely dust-proof. The Flip 6 now has app control, meaning it does have a 3-channel EQ, where it lets you control your highs, mids, and lows up to a certain point. Nothing crazy, it's not super sophisticated, but I'm happy it's there. And in my opinion, it sounds slightly more clear, a little bit more crisp than the previous Flip 5. So those are some reasons to upgrade. Reasons not to upgrade, you would think the price, right? Absolutely, but if you go to the JBL website, this is $130 for the JBL Flip 6, and so is the JBL Flip 5. For some reason, as of right now on the JBL website, both of these speakers cost exactly the same. So if that's the case, obviously go with the JBL Flip 6. But if you go to places like Amazon, they're asking about $110 for the JBL Flip 5, which is a little bit better. I'm expecting this to go under $100. It's where it should be, especially when a new generation, a new model is just released. So if you don't care about having the latest in technology and a speaker that sounds almost as good, not quite as good as the latest generation, then you might want to go with the Flip 5. For everybody else in the world, go with the Flip 6. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this video. What do you think of the brand new JBL Flip 6? Now if you want to check out the Flip 6 for yourself or the JBL Flip 5, I will have links below in my description box. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please give me that thumbs up. Please subscribe. And go!